Hi, my name is Jim Janossy. Let's go over Project 1.5 in Contemporary Computing. This project deals with ebooks and e-readers and whether you actually need an e-reader or not in order to read ebooks. This project is a little bit more lengthy than some of the projects in this workbook. The reason is I ask you to do 4 different things with different pieces of software and then answer some questions about them. Here you see pages 40 and 41. But actually the project extends to pages 42 through 45. This is an interesting project. You'll learn a lot about e-readers and the contents of ebooks. Do you need an e-reader to read ebooks? Well, what are ebooks anyway? Ebooks are, as the name would imply, text that otherwise might be published in a print-published book, but made accessible through electronic means. Ebooks are actually distinct from PDF documents, but the two are sometimes confused. Both provide text in electronic form, but ebooks have some advantages that PDF documents don't. Although PDF documents are very popular and they're very widely used, this project actually explores some of the differences between them and some of the things that exist, such as the Kindle reading device, or the iPad, or the iPod, or the Barnes & Noble Nook, and the technologies they use. At this point, in 2012, e-readers and tablet computers are converging. E-readers began as devices simply to access text stored electronically and make it appear somewhat like a book page. The earliest e-readers were black and white, and in fact the simplest Kindle reading device is still black and white, using a form of technology known as electronic paper. It's not popular for modern e-reading devices, though, beyond the simple Kindle, because it can't provide a color image. E-readers have grown up to access the internet using Wi-Fi and might even provide a browser, while tablet computers make use of applications that various vendors have supplied for reading ebooks. Within a short period of time, these two devices will probably blend together. You'll probably wind up having a tablet computer that can read ebooks as well as do other things. Do you need a separate device at all, though, to read an ebook? You actually don't have to have a separate device if you already have a computer, a laptop, a netbook computer. Both Amazon and Barnes & Noble make available free software that can read their versions of ebooks on these devices. And the same types of applications are available for the iPad and the iPod. So all of those devices make it possible to read ebooks. The first thing we explore in this project is a software product named Adobe Digital Editions, which is free from Adobe, the originator of the software to create PDF files and to read PDF files. In this first part of the project, you download Adobe Digital Editions and install it. It's available for Mac or PC, and you answer some questions in the use of it. One thing I'd like to point out, though, just as a warning, when you download software, it's important that you go to the originating vendor's website. Unfortunately, there are sites out there run by opportunistic people who take a copy of free software from a reputable site, like the originator site, and they create a website that attempts to look like an official place to download the software, but really isn't. And the software that you get from such a site that I call a parasite, because it really is kind of a leech hanging onto the side of a reputable originator of software, they're kind of taking a risk to get software from such a parasite. They may have altered the software, or their website may distribute other things and simply be using the free software as an enticement to get you to click on some other stuff that they want to sell you, which may or may not be very good. You don't have a very good feeling about a vendor that uses this kind of technique to attract customers to their site, since they've already done a little bit of mischief in taking a copy free from the place that originated it and using it to entice people to their site. I don't have too good a feeling myself about the other software they distribute. Some of this may be infected with viruses, they may be distributing malware. I would avoid sites like that. It's always the best practice to look for the software via Google. For example, you can Google search Adobe Digital Editions, and you'll wind up at the Adobe site. Any other distributor of that software product is suspect, as is the case with any other site that has purloined free software and attempts to use it for their own advantage. In this workbook, Contemporary Computing, I've checked out the websites that I recommend, and I've made sure that they are the originating vendor websites in all cases. For each part of this project, you're asked to answer a few questions related to the activity that you just conducted. These questions appear this way in the document, and this document is actually downloadable. It's downloadable at the link that you see on page 40. The reason for that is it's a turnaround document. You can highlight the 3 X's and the words answer here and type over them to insert your answer, and the document will expand to house whatever length of answer you choose to provide. In the second part, Part B, we explore the Kindle and Nook Reader apps. Part of the questions here compare your experience with either the Kindle or Nook Reader apps and Adobe Digital Editions. In the third part of this project, we take a look at ebook and reader technology by picking apart an EPUB file. That's one format of ebook. It's a very interesting format, and by performing the 3 activities here associated with questions 8, 9, and 10, you'll learn about the format of an EPUB file, which is one format of an ebook. You'll learn about electronic paper by doing some research, and you'll take a look at the question of how ebooks may affect public libraries and their operation. In the final part, Part D, you're going to compare reading an ebook and reading a PDF file by taking a look at the same book in both formats. I've located for you an interesting site. The link on this page, 44, takes you directly to the site where you can download the same book on nutrition in EPUB format and in PDF format. And this is going to be a hands-on exploration of the capabilities and the features of reading an electronic book in both formats. The book itself, Integrative Nutrition, is provided by a vendor that has no connection with this workbook. It's simply a site that I located that provides a full-length book in both of these formats. If you poke around in their website, you may encounter some marketing activities. Those marketing activities have nothing to do with this workbook. If you explore their website to that extent, it's really something you're doing on your own. It's not a part of this assignment. I did find the book rather interesting, even though it is a marketing piece, and it's very handy for our purposes that the vendor has made such a long book available in both of these formats, because that gives you a really good experience in seeing and comparing the features of PDF format with the features of full-fledged ebooks. I hope you have fun with this assignment. You can learn a lot about ebooks and e-reading with it. I guarantee in doing this assignment you will learn some things that you didn't know about electronic books and about the features and capabilities and free tools available for using them.